And you know what's interesting is right now, just today, they started a summit in Europe. And the president went to Europe today, and he's going to be meeting with other world leaders in Europe. And just last week, European leaders, now we're seeing American people all across the country speaking out against this record level of spending, recognizing the problems and dangers that it's going to pose not only to them in terms of higher interest rates, lost jobs, inflation, but also in terms of what we will be leaving to our children and grandchildren. All of this debt that would be saddled on the backs of future generations. And so Europe is actually taking notice. In fact, the Czech Prime Minister and the current European Union President, Mirek Topolanek, said last week that the biggest success of last week's EU summit was its refusal to copy the U.S. example. We need to read the history books and the lessons of history, and the biggest success of the EU is the refusal to go this way. You had the head of the European Union telling the president that he's spending too much money and that he's concerned about the President Obama's spending. You know, it's almost like when Otis the town drunk tells you he's concerned about your drinking problem. I think you need to take notice when leaders in Europe are telling the United States that this president is spending too much money. I think that's very riveting. But in fact, it's a major concern that a lot of us have.